car sound on the car sounds badass, don't it? Yeah. 42 years old, not too bad. Older than you.
They do.
You felt like you were really held in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This thing didn't work, I don't think, at all. It did. So. So what did you think was different? Anything different than what you're doing, or what?
Well, the car had a lot of grip. And
has a lot of grip.
Yeah, and you're able to take advantage of that.
Yep.
I could see the differences where, you know, you start applying throttle
A little earlier.
The car just kind of sets, and then you can go full throttle through some areas.
Right.
I did see that in 10.
Yeah.
Your car is more balanced through that.
Okay.
Maybe I probably do enter in a little too hot, need to bleed off a little bit more speed.
Yeah.
But I gotta be careful with that, because like if you're just bleeding off speed based on like more brake application, then I'm transferring even more weight to the front, and I'll still feel that same behavior through 10 if I do that. So maybe elongating the braking zone or something.
You could elongate it, maybe not apply it as hard. Because I hit the brakes in this car. You notice I hit the brakes because I saw you getting like I'm going into one.
Yeah.
Boom! You went against the seatbelts.
Yeah.
Because I really hammer the brakes.
Yeah.
I come up to full pressure like right away, which is threshold, which is really what you want. And there's no ABS in this car either.
Right.
So I know the car so well, and I know the grip of the tires I have on, that I know what I can get away with before it'll lock up. But yeah, so I hit the brakes real hard, and that's why I drive it. But like I say, yeah, you could try that in 10. Go hit them lighter, but earlier, and kind of just carry them longer.
Right.
And don't like just pop off the brakes, because then the weight on the front that you have, because you're sort of like trail braking. Yeah. If you just to pop off the brakes, all of a sudden, now you've like unloaded the front tires and you get a lot of weight transfer to the back. Yeah. Maybe just like instead of like coming off the brake hard, just ease off the brake. You know, like come slow off the brake, and then back and feet. You know, don't slam the pedal down, but just feed it as you can get away with it, because you'll feel the grip. You can keep feeding more and more, right? Yeah. When you get really good, your car understeers, right? Big time. So what'll happen is, like in long sweeping turns, and sometimes like in certain tracks, like New Jersey has a light bulb. Remember that long? Yes. And that one, the way to go in there really in any car is like it's kind of fun, because you can go in there and basically keep feeding power, and the car's going to understeer. Yeah. And you can just kind of ride the understeer, like just keep giving it enough gas that the front's just pushing. Push. You just keep feeding the gas, but don't feed more. Because if you feed more once you're understeering, you make it worse. You just plow worse. So you're just going to want to ride that wave. You're just going to want to ride it at that throttle setting, and just keep feeding it at that level. That's kind of where you'll find the limit of the car. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then if you want to tuck the front, you want to tuck the nose in, you just a little bit of lift on the throttle. Like you notice when I was doing that in 7. Yeah. I was coming off the gas, and you really feel the front of the car. Because what happens is you transfer weight now to the front tires. All of a sudden they gain a lot of grip. Yeah. And now they'll turn, right? Right. They're not like plowing anymore. It's like I said, it's all weight management. That's what you do as a driver. You steer the car most, like probably 50% with your feet. Yeah. And the pedals, right? It's all, you know. I want to weight on the front of the car, I hit the brakes, or I lift. I want to get weight to the back of the car, I just give it more gas. Okay. And it's that balancing act. How you move the weight around in the car. Yeah. And then with the steering, you just kind of control it left and right. You know, your whole job as a driver is to control the weight on all the corners of the car. And just like I said, if you look at the tire's grip, it's a really simple math equation. It's basically the normal force on the tire times the coefficient of friction. Right? And the coefficient of friction is pretty much set. Yeah. It is what it is for that day, like the track surface and the type of tire you have. Yeah. And like most street tires, it's 1G, right? Like most street tires, if the tires you're on, you're lucky you get a little over a G. That's about it. Before you get like in the skip in. So that coefficient of friction, it is what it is. So the only way to make more grip on the tires if it's sliding is you got to make that normal force. Right, the force. Which I call it weight. You really shouldn't. It's really force. But so how do I get more force on the tire? I gotta kind of like, if it's the front corner over here, I gotta lift and maybe turn the steering to try to roll the weight over to the tire and pick up its grip. The only time it's not true is when you've completely exceeded the top. Like if you've completely gone deep shit, like you're so much over the force, or you're just so much over the capability of the tire that it's no matter what you do, you're not going to get it back. You know, so that there can be a point where you know, lifting and getting the car to respond, you could just be beyond what it is, and nothing to tell you it's going to work. So
that's good to know.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So for the next session, do you want me to just drive by myself, or?
Yeah, you want to? You want to?
Sure. I'll try it.
You got the band deal.
Yeah, so I'll put it on. That's in addition to this, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I want to see both.
I'll put them both on. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And I'll try it out. Dial it back low and 10.
Yeah. Just don't. Because I'm not going to be in the car, so the car's going to be faster, right? You're going to feel the difference with being in and out of the car. So just dial it back, like especially in 10. Dial it back, and when you're working on the trail braking, just be careful because it can get away from you real easy because you're basically pushing the limit at that point. So just keep that in mind, and don't, if it doesn't happen right away, it's not going to, because like I don't always get it right either. It's super hard to do. Normally, we've been instructed for years not to even teach it until people are like in white.
Oh wow.
Like for years, the theory was with especially with the PCA, is you always taught brake in a straight line. You never ever. You're supposed to be off the wrong again. I don't know what's the bill gets. It's really hard. But we were taught like brake in a straight line, and by the time you do your turn, you're basically back on the throttle already. And that's a safer way. The reason for it is it's safe, right? So a lot of people will complain, like you read the forums, they're like, I was always taught to brake in a straight line, and now you know I know I'm supposed to trail brake. Like they were wrong. People were teaching me wrong. Like, okay. Maybe technically, but we were teaching you as a driver education. We weren't teaching you a freaking race school. Right? Like, which is better? You survive? Or do you want what the fuck? But people complain, and that happens a lot. Like I'll tell you stuff today, and you may get another instructor like, and he'll tell you something different. His line may be different, especially like through 6. A lot of guys, and you'll be like, well, you know, Fred fucking taught me this way, and then, so you'll be like, either Fred's an idiot, or
this guy's an idiot,
or this guy's. But that's what it's normal, right? That's what happens. So just keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. So, but now you know, like to really be faster, you have to trail brake, right? But you're at a level now. You're in blue, and you're at a level now that you really should be taught. And I know it's what you want to learn anyway. That's what I'm doing. So.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try the next session, and then I'll come back and.
Yeah, let me know. Yep. Just be careful, right? Because I don't want to and I'll feel bad if something happens. Because if I sign you off, and then, you know what I mean? And then they really will read me, they'll read me an asshole too. So. But it'll make me look bad. So just pull this. Pull that plastic piece. It's gonna move a little bit.
There we go. Okay.
Do you think you learned something, or?
Learned a lot. This weekend was good. So we'll just continue on, and I'll come back and swing by and we'll chat, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Cool. All right, buddy. Thanks, man. See you, man.
Yep.
Have fun. Thanks. Yep.
All right.
See ya.